Hey guys, welcome to another Tabletop Misfits episode here, and this is our post-con report episode. This is kind of a round table we're going to do after our conventions.
It's a square table.
It is kind of a square
rectangular
table,
table.
Yes.
Rectangle
Yes,
is more accurate.
So, as you guys probably may or may not know, I'm Misfit Anthony. This is Misfit Tom, the
As
guy
always.
usually behind the camera, and this is also a Misfit Tom. Say hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, this is his first video ever. He's so nice and new to this whole thing. It's adorable.
I was in the intro video.
Oh, you were in the intro video for Rome.
Depends on which one
Well,
comes
they might
out
not.
first.
They might not have seen the video. So
Depends on which one comes out first.
Yeah. So this is technically your first. We'll just call it your first video. Okay, my first video, Tom.
Your first speaking part.
Yeah. There you go. Your first.
I think
one.
you just held up a box the last time.
Pretty sure. So guys, we just came back from Dice Tower East. Now, for those that don't know, it's a convention held in Orlando, Florida. It is held by Tom Vassell, of course, of Dice Tower. It's his convention, and it's amazing. It's a board game, kind of like a board game retreat, obviously much bigger than a retreat. And it's held over, 5 days from Wednesday to Sunday.
That was a lot of days.
It was a lot of days. The kinds of blurs together. And they have different vendors there. The main premier vendor there was Portal Games. Hi, Ignacy. Hi, guys. Hi, David, especially. And they're super awesome guys. They were kind of the guys, the main, the main crew there, the main store.
They were the big
They were the
sponsor.
big sponsor.
And they had a game just flying off the shelves.
Oh, at
Yeah.
Gutenberg. I actually worked for Portal actually at this con. I love those guys, and anytime they're anywhere, I will work for them. So I helped them out, and I demoed Gutenberg like 500 times. And Everybody Lies, which is the Batman detective game and everything. If you haven't been there, it's like you just hang out and game. They have a game library there. You can rent out games, and everybody's just hanging out and playing games and playing the big social deduction games, which we'll talk about later. I don't want to get into that yet. That was a big thing. If you haven't been to one of these things, it's like a con. You've been to cons. You've been to other cons, right? Obviously.
Yeah, I've been to, what's that big one in Indianapolis again? Gen Con.
Gen Con.
I've been to that several years ago. I've been to PAX East, but this is the first. I've been to this one before, but this is like the first one I've been to in a long time that's just dedicated to board games.
Yeah, it's just pure board gaming, and it's just relaxing. And I had to do a bit of work, but you guys were there, like kind of half work a little bit, but you guys got to hang out a little bit more and play board games.
Oh yeah, I interviewed everybody I could talk to about a game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it. We got a whole playlist down in the YouTubes that I think we got over 30 different videos.
You did a ton of
30
work.
different
You
games,
unfortunately had to carry to load in that one. Sorry about that, but
That's one of the downsides to working for you is like you didn't probably get to play as many games as you would.
Yeah, no, I really did not. That's the wind, by the way, in case
That's
you're
the
wondering.
wind?
That's the wind. Yeah, the wind picked up. So yeah, no, I didn't really. The only downside of playing Portals, I really didn't get to play a lot of games I wanted to, but I think I maybe played outside of Portal games. I played maybe 5-6 games there in our big social deduction game. So I mean, I had a good time at the con. I will always love working for Portal. I love all the people for them. Everybody's just super nice. But yeah, the only sad part is I don't really get a lot of time to play games. And well, let's talk about games since we're talking about games. What were some of your big picks of the games? What games that you either liked or got to play, even if you didn't get to play that caught your eye? Like what were your big wow?
Well, I think one of my best things was actually being able to see Butoku. They had it out there and they were teaching people how to play it.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
I mean, put a little shots of video right here of showing you how beautiful this game is, and it's a little daunting when you first look at it.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of board,
Yeah.
and it's a whole lot of things to look at, but they really boiled it down to where it's a pretty simple game once you get to the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah.
And it was great to be able to do that because it was one of those things that I looked at 100 times. I'm like, I don't want to read the rule book necessarily. I need somebody to kind of explain it to me.
It was nice seeing it laid out.
Yeah, it was nice seeing it laid out, and they
Okay.
had lots of people. They had like
Yeah.
4 different tables of it,
Yeah.
and they had lots of people coming in and learning it.
So was that your favorite game there though, or did you see something else? I mean, obviously you like Rome.
Oh, that was my
well,
favorite.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
We were
Getting-
going to try to hold this one off, save the best for last.
Save the-
Yeah.
oh, okay. You're gonna save the best for okay.
It's
All
called
right.
building up
Yeah.
momentum.
I don't think you should edit any of this. I think Raw is good. I think it's good to see us like kind
Raw
of like this.
footage?
Yeah. Less,
No,
just-
I'm gonna. I'm
well,
gonna edit this.
no.
I'm
You
gonna,
should
I'm gonna literally edit this part out.
just leave it in there. It's fine. It's fine. What was your big game? I mean, you could talk about Rome if you want. Go ahead. I mean, I know you're super excited
We're going to
about.
save Rome. There was a game I saw there I think it's only in Kickstarter right now. We didn't get it there. What was it called? Black Hole Rainbows?
Yeah, I remember that one.
I
was
saw
fun.
that from a distance. I was like,
Yeah, so
that
there was
looks cool.
the guy who made it was there. His friend was there running the demo booth. And what would you use to describe that game best? It's like it's a collection game, right?
Yeah,
You're
I would say
collecting
so,
gems,
yeah.
collecting different colored
set
gems.
collection.
Yeah,
You're
kind
collecting
of.
sets of things, and then you score points every time you collect a set. And then there's gotcha cards that you get every time, and you can play them to screw over your other people you're playing against.
Yeah, so
it's
we
like,
were
that's
really
gotcha.
into
That's
it
what they
because
call it.
there
It's
was a
like
Screw Anthony mechanic that we
Oh,
were
thanks.
playing.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah,
That's
I
the
see
Miss
that
too.
coming. Yeah, yeah. It looked pretty cool. I saw it from a distance, but I didn't really get a chance to like look at it. There was a lot of stuff I saw too that was really cool. Although there was some weird stuff. Like I know there was I think I'm not sure Vassal or Ignacy I saw maybe play it, but there was like a golf game too. I don't know if you guys saw.
That was
like
one
a-
of our videos.
yeah,
If
flick
you
golf.
haven't watched all of our videos yet.
No, listen, I have so much. So yeah, it was like a flip golf game, but I will say there was a couple of titles that were really really cool there that I liked. Although I will say the spectacle was a little less this year, like in terms of hot board games this year, because I remember some years there were some crazy games out there. Were just like Nemesis and things like that. They did have the Dark Tower game there, which I thought was cool. If you haven't seen Dark Tower,
Oh, yeah, Return to the Dark Tower.
yeah, it had the giant tower with the it was all controlled and had the lights and everything. That was super cool. I did see a game I was really, really super interested outside of Ark Nova. By the way, Ark Nova is super hot. If you haven't played Ark Nova, everybody's already talking about it. I don't need to tell you how good it is. There was another game that was actually weird. It was called oh my god, it was a boat game, and it was called like Reef. Oh, something Reef. Yeah. Anyway, it was basically a boat game where you had a mechanic where you drove the boats around, and you had the upgrade card mechanic from Mystic Vale, which basically has sleeves, and you basically upgrade your crew and your stuff by putting the cards in the sleeves.
I did see that one. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, it was like Dread Reef or.
Is it just called Reef?
No, it's not called
No.
Reef. That's a whole other game.
Oh, that's a different game?
Yeah, yeah. It was.
Ask the Google machine.
Tides, maybe Tides, Dread
Tides?
Tides. Yeah, Tides. I'm thinking it's like.
Come on, Google.
But it was really cool. It was like a boat game, and it was just had the upgrade thing. And the cool thing I remember about it is the combat mechanic in it. It had a pirate ship with a ramp that led to a board with little inset things. And the way you fought in it is you chucked your cubes in there, and the cubes would slide out of the ramp and then fall into one of these things that either would have hits and things like that. I thought that was really cool. It was like a little dexterity mechanics.
Yeah,
added
it's
on
not Tides either.
I'll have to look it up. It was a Kickstarter. It was still coming out of Kickstarter. It was on the Hotkey table.
When
we'll find that game.
well, he'll find it, and then I'll put it all down here in graphics and
yeah.
tell
I
you
can't remember.
where
It was either Dread Tides or
Dragon Tides?
No.
Link in the description below.
Link in the description below. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you got-
we'll put it down here.
We'll have it there. It was super cool. I remember seeing it, and it just looked really, really cool. But I mean, if you haven't got a chance to check out Portal stuff, Gutenberg took the show.
Oh,
Gutenberg was awesome, and big props to Ignacy for bringing that game over. I have to give him a shout out. I taught it a million times. It was still fun every time. The game is a joy because it's not overly complicated. And I think I taught you guys a game,
Yeah,
right?
we
I taught
played
you
it.
Played a game.
Yeah, it was one of those games you could play, and it's a Euro game, but it's like not over. It looks like a lot, but it's like once you play like one round of it, you automatically get it. Like you guys got it after the first round.
It's pretty, one logical thing after another logical thing after another logical thing. And,
Yeah.
And it's a point salad thing, so you're trying to get as much
Kind of, sort of,
stuff,
yeah.
together and
Yeah.
and get more points as you go.
Yeah, and you have those orders complete with the beautiful little order. You have your little typeset, little bricks or whatever. You put it on there and you do all that, and it's just a very,
The
very.
components are great.
Oh yeah. You would think there would be Kickstarter components.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're
No,
just
that's
part of the
standard
regular
game,
game.
yeah.
The standard game. And it was just fun to teach. I will say, teaching it 50 times gets a little old only because you don't actually have to interact after the first 5 minutes. Like you teach it and then you walk away.
We were calling you over several times. For clarification.
You guys are a little more special. But yes, that is true.
Now, when you say special,
But it was really awesome. It really took off, and everybody loved it, and they sold out there, and it just worked really well for them. I'm super glad that that it was a hit for them because I'm always rooting for Portal. I love those guys. You can talk about Rome now, by the way, if you want to segue into Rome here, because I know it's just sitting there staring at you. That was another.
So yeah, this, if you haven't seen the Rome video yet, this is 20 pounds of building minis. And what kind of game did you call it? It's like a building placement?
It's a tile laying game. I watched them play it a couple times.
But the tiles are 3D printed models of Roman architecture.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing looking game. Looking at it from the outside, it looked complicated, but it's actually really easy.
Yeah, if we didn't get that demo, literally they had it out there, it was beautiful. We walked by it 20 times and go, that's really beautiful. Because there was people were playing it the whole week. And and then we finally got a spot.
Yeah, we sat down. The guy was ending his demo session there. We played through about a third of the game, but after the first round, I took my turn. I got up and went and checked the booth, they had 2 boxes left.
And then
I went back and told Tom. It's like,
and I went, okay,
they have 2 boxes left.
Here's $100.
Hand me $100.
Go
I went
quick.
over, blew the $200 on this, spent the extra $5 on the first player token, which again you'll see that if you watch the video.
Yeah.
And we got a copy. We got the next to last copy of this at the con.
Yeah, that wasn't even the last day. It was like
it was Thursday
No,
or
it was
Friday.
like
Friday.
It was the day before.
It was Thursday or Friday. I don't remember which day it
Yeah.
was. I could look at my credit card statement if you really want to know.
No, it was actually funny. I watched that demo run a lot as well. And I remember looking at it, I'm like, that looks really cool. I should talk to Tom maybe about picking it up or whatever. And that night, Ignacy and the guys, I think Chevy actually, hi Chevy, he picked up a copy of it. They had it on a share shelf, which basically, you pick it up, bring it back.
You borrow it.
And so the guys at Portal were like, we're going to check this game out. So they yanked it over there. I unfortunately was actually playing with Luke. We were play testing Ultra Pro games at the time, which was kind of funny. And we're playing in a mesmerizing game of, it was some child. What game did we play, hun? It was some kids game.
It was like the burger game?
Oh, the burger game. Yeah, the burger game from Ultra Pro where you're organizing burgers, flipping over. Anyway, we were helping them learn those games for the Ultra Pro booth, but the other Portal guys were busting out Rome and basically setting it up. So I went over and watched them play a little bit and everything, and they're like, no, this is actually, it looks big, but it's super easy, So I asked them about some of the rules, and it's like, yeah, you're basically tiling. Like, it's a game they could have made with cardboard, but they went that extra mile and decided to do but I mean, it really makes it just pop. It really makes the game
So
look
basically,
good.
it's almost like a battleship layout. You're given 6 deeds to start.
Yeah.
You're given those deeds. And it's one little square. There's some buildings that are squares, and then as the game progresses, you buy more deeds.
Yeah,
they're
You
all
try to buy
different
deeds that are
shapes.
close together.
Yeah, and they're all
Buildings
and
shapes.
you're Tetrising stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it's funny.
It is like Tetris.
I saw that game and I wanted I'm like, that looks really cool. I'm gonna go talk to Tom and the gang about it. And then literally the next day, you walked up and like, this Rome game. I want to get this Rome game or whatever. Did you see it? I'm like, as a matter of fact, I might have seen it or whatever. It was like literally, I was like, oh yeah, you were picking up what I was putting down. So and then you guys demoed it, and later on you just walked by with it. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing that.
Well, really, the only reason we bought it at that moment is there's only 2 boxes.
Oh yeah, well yeah, no,
because I go, Tom, go check it out, and then he walks over here. So there's 2, and I'm like, here,
yeah, you were,
do this.
That was burning your
and then
soul, basically.
we're talking. You walk back, and the next person bought the next one like right after that.
Whenever I walked over there to buy it, there was a lady asking about it, and the gentleman running the booth said, "And now we have 1 left."
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure she bought it right there because when we got done with our game and walked back over,
they were gone.
I kept seeing people walk away, and they actually had that and the Sundrop versions, and the Sundrop sold out.
And people were walking by with those big white boxes, and everybody's going, "Precious, precious."
But the Sundrop version basically puts a black wash on these buildings, which
makes
Tom
them pop.
and I are going to do ourselves.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a cool game, and I give them props. They definitely made an interesting. They took an interesting game that could have been basic and just made it explode because they made all these crazy minis.
Yeah, so definitely go out if you're very interested in this game. They're popping up on their website periodically, and it'll be like, okay, here's one Kickstart Sundrop edition, and then somebody will boom, and then here's one, and then they're going to be like the big thing about the Kickstarter versions is they come with a 5-player option, and they come with every expansion.
Yeah,
but they just put on their website yesterday a bunch of basic versions without all the expansions, which
it makes sense.
Still, I would buy that in a heartbeat. And then they were talking to us before, and they were saying that they were going to possibly look at making just a cardboard version with cardboard tiles. It's really cheap.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah.
You know, like maybe a $40 version.
In case nobody can hit the $200 price point, which is, let's be fair, like not a lot of people can.
Yeah, no, that's an expensive game, and but it's cool. It definitely did very well. Like I said, Gutenberg was a big hit there as well. They had Batman Everybody Lies, which is the detective game, which I love. Detective, I always pimp out Detective.
Yeah, I wanted to play that one, but I didn't want to spoil it for whenever we're.
No, we're gonna have to play this together. And in fact, we should do that soon because it's just one of those games that it's very easy to play. You just say and you talk and da 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 da. And I think, did you play the basic Detective?
I think we played the basic Detective, the prologue in the first session.
In the first session, you saw like how they had like a story weaving throughout it, so that was super cool.
Yeah, we still got to play the Dune one too.
And the Dune one, yeah, we still got to do one. Yeah, actually,
we got too many games to play.
Yeah, we won't even go into that.
I'm sure everybody watching this has got the same problem.
Yeah,
we've got too many board games to play, and we can't get a chance to play.
Oh yeah.
Just like having too many things in your DVR.
Yeah. Kind of, basically, yeah.
It's like I need to hit the lottery so I can do nothing but play board games and watch Netflix.
And on top of that, Vassal had his own garage sale kind of thing there. And that was insane. I got in there and I found a copy of Cthulhu Wars. which I was crazy about.
Because you cut in line.
No, I didn't cut in line.
No,
Shush.
you
No, I
cut
did
in
not.
line.
No,
No,
you totally
actually,
cut in
one of the
line.
guys invited me in to buy it because I mentioned it, and he's like, "Come on in and buy
That
it."
means you cut the line.
No, quiet. Anyway, so I got a copy of Cthulhu Rose for 125, and actually was there with Joey, Gamers of the Gulf Coast, because he was in there like a little bit after. And I saw a Batman Kickstarter. He had the whole Batman Kickstarter from that big Batman minis game or whatever. It was like $100.
yeah.
I should have nabbed it, and then Joey came in and got it after. I was actually kind of jelly, but he was jelly at my Cthulhu War, so it kind of worked out. So we'll have to swap stories and play these games sometimes, Joey.
Well, they've got another retreat coming up. Down
Another
in Southwest
retreat, yeah,
Florida,
it's gonna be
maybe we go there and play.
a 2-day retreat. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I'll bring my
bring
Cthulhu
Rome.
Wars and Rome. Yeah,
As long as I'm there.
As long as everybody's wearing gloves when they're playing it.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say. I also picked up a copy of the Multiverse. Or was it the Sentinels of the Multiverse? I picked that up for $75. It was a lot of good deals. Vassal was super
Oh yeah,
cool.
I got
And
a
then
whole bunch of stuff from that too. That was
He was giving
ridiculous.
stuff like at the end. He was just giving stuff away. He gave away free games multiple times during the whole thing, which was super awesome. He's a really nice guy. I managed to do like an interview with him, and they're going to be there. I think they're locked in for like 7 years or something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
2028.
Yeah, 2000. So for a while, and so that's gonna be cool. And I asked him if it was gonna get bigger because I've been to previous Dice Tower cons, and they actually I think had more halls. They had like a larger section of halls.
Yeah, the hall we were in this time, I think the last time it may have been all open
It was literally all open
and then the
gaming,
next
yeah.
hall over was where
Yeah, the
Yeah.
next hall over was where
It was
all the
all
vendors
vendors
were.
or whatever.
but
So
this time it was all in one.
So it kind of, I don't know, they did maybe, it's not that it's small, but they kind of pared it down a little bit. So that was kind of interesting. I'm not sure why, like if there was a reasoning for that or if they just wanted to get that whole vendor hall.
Well, I think part of it too was getting back into the saddle again because COVID knocked them out for
Probably.
3 years.
Yeah.
And like I was talking to him, not in front of camera for
Yeah.
a couple minutes, and he was saying, it took a lot to get their library back up together.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
where it was, and get all the people, the logistics back up because it just
And he,
sidelined everything.
and he mentioned that too with the
Yeah, in
logistics.
the video
They had to
we-
rebuild. They had to rebuild the whole library. They had to do like all of that stuff, and that was like
That's a big library.
That's a big library. That library
it was
is
the biggest
impressive.
game. There's a video on that too. It was about the biggest game
Oh, yeah.
library I ever saw.
And they actually had it like computerized so that you rent something out, you check it out, you beep, you go. So and you can actually look up. And the cool thing was because I kept wanting to get Obsession, which I managed to find a copy there. I was super happy to find Obsession. I'll do something on that later. But I was looking for it, and you would go and look it up and see it was checked out and how long ago it was checked out. So you knew, okay, it was checked out 3 hours ago. Well, that's a
I
couple
didn't even
hour
know
game.
there was an app.
Yeah,
that was
you
cool.
go. Well, it's on their website, and you go in and you punch in the game. You can search for the game that you're looking for, and it'll tells you if it's checked in or checked out, and how long it's been checked out. If it's checked
I knew
out.
they had
wow.
the physical binders where you could look at what games they had.
Yeah, they had that there too. But yeah, no, you can
didn't know
tell.
they had that.
Yeah, so in other words, if I was looking at, do I want to rent Obsession? Oh, it's checked out. And it was actually, remember at one point it was checked out for like a whole day and a half. Like I think somebody walked away with it. It was like 14 hours. I'm like,
Oh, ouch.
that's not good. That is not looking
Well, those
good.
games do have the little sticker on the inside of the cover that says "Stolen from Dice Tower."
Yeah.
Ironically, if you bought some stuff from the Dice Tower thing, it still has that on the inside. So it's like you feel bad because you're like, I bought this. Really, it just says I stole from
But
Dice
I think
Tower.
everything I bought from there was already sealed.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get to the big elephant in the room here. So I was dying to play a game that I adore at these cons, and it's called Blood on the Clock Tower.
Oh, that elephant.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that little nugget.
Yeah.
Hooray for evil.
Yes. So Blood on the Clock Tower, if you don't know.
Deception.
Oh yes. But Blood on the Clock Tower is one of those games, and I had the opportunity to play the last couple of Dice Towers. It was a game that I kind of stumbled in, and Adam, he's a friend of mine. He works for Luke and everything, and he kind of talked about it and got me into it. And we went and played one of the Dice Towers, and I think again at the next one. It's a social deduction game, and it's up to 16 people, so you have a lot of people. And everybody gets a different role. And a couple of the roles are bad. Like you have one person who's a demon who kills people at night. Yeah.
Think werewolf.
And then think werewolf. So they have a nighttime aspect where everybody closes their eyes, and then people who can wake up, and they'll murder people and stuff. And then he has little helpers. And then everybody else is townsfolk, and they're trying to pick people during the day to vote to kill because they're trying to kill the demon. Now the thing about this is though, and what really makes it tick, what really makes it gel, is that everybody has different roles, and these roles limit you to different things. Like somebody knows a couple little bits of information, and not everybody really knows a lot. Some people have different things where they protect people from being killed and things like that. They all mesh together to form this crazy game where the info you get, and even the storyteller talked at the beginning, do not trust any information from anybody, because even the people that are good in this game, there's a role called a poisoner and different things that will change good people's information in the game. We had one person in the game who was able to choose two people and see if any of them were the demon, like the storyteller would tell them the demon or not. But what happens is during the game, the poisoner kept poisoning him, so it kept like saying they were good at times, and then other people were evil. So it's like the information was jumbled up. So when one of our other friends, Todd, came over. He's like, they're running blood and clock tower. I'm like, oh, finally, all right. I'm like, when I was like, you
he
guys
grabbed me and dragged me in
I'm
there.
like, you guys have to go play this. We have to go play this. And I grabbed everybody in there. I'm like, you are going to play. You're going to love this. So we all ran over there. And I mean, your guys' minds were like, I could see you were like, at first you were just like, what's going on? And then like, you were like, what am I doing or whatever? And then you were like, you guys got like at a certain point it clicked for you, right? Like I could just see it. You were just like, oh my god.
Yeah, and the way it plays, if you're not familiar with it, you got all these people and they got all their roles, and then it's like we're all sitting in a circle, and it's like, okay, who are we gonna kill? And okay, and so then we all shut our eyes, and then basically the GM comes around and tells some of us who are evil to open their eyes and do certain things, and like he'll tap you on the shoulder, like when I was the imp and I was supposed to kill somebody at night, he taps me on the shoulder, I look, I go, and then he goes over there and tells them they're dead, or after the reveal after that is tells them they're dead. So everybody gets like a secret thing if you got a secret role at night. And then, after all that's done, everybody gets up and just talks to other people or tries to figure out, you watch people, you see who talks to who or what other people are saying and what other people are doing. And it took me easily 2 rounds to figure out what the heck
you
was
really
going
don't, because
on.
you want to just spill your guts. Like, you want to sit here and go, I know this stuff, but part of the aspect is you really don't want to, like, out of the gate, you don't want to sit here and spill your role. Like,
because I was the demon.
Well, I mean, especially if you're the demon,
my
obviously.
3 minions were.
But
so what I did was I talked to 2 of the minions, kind of slyly, but I left one completely. I never talked to him all night.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was going to be like the ace in the hole.
Yeah, you kind of have to have that aspect.
You have to, because people are watching who you're talking to, and then people are saying, well, what did he tell you? What did they say your role was? Because they told me the role was this, and they told, and what did you say? And you're like,
And also, like, one of the things I like about this as opposed to Werewolf is, like, if you're killed, no matter how you're killed, you're still in the game. You'll still get a vote at the end to determine, like,
I found that a little buggy at some point.
But still, it's like,
well, you're still able to participate.
Yeah, you're still able to participate. You can still discuss. You can still, and you then after you're killed, you get a vote. Like at any point in the game, you got 1 vote. Whereas if you're alive, you can vote every round.
Yeah, and I was stupid. I blew mine. I didn't realize that part of it.
They limit you in 2 ways. You have unlimited votes, obviously, but you also can accuse people if you're alive. When you're dead, you can't accuse people, so you have to rely on other people being your mouth.
Yeah, like somebody says, hey, I'm sure that this. And
and the thing was, I was the virgin, which the virgin always becomes usually like the ringleader because they're usually easy to confirm as a legit good person.
And we confirmed you the first round.
Yeah, it was like the first round, so I became the
but you were poisoned. So that's why you died because you killed the virgin.
That actually had nothing to do with that. What happens is the virgin's thing is if somebody nominates her to be on the chopping block to be killed, if there are townsfolk there, you immediately die.
Yeah, so that's what killed Tom first.
But it had nothing to do with me being poisoned.
It had nothing to do with him being poisoned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
You just wanted to kill Anthony.
Yeah.
No,
which is a good way to go. Any way you look at it.
Logistically speaking, with what my role was, I basically I could give my information at the time, which my information was bad because I was poisoned.
Yeah.
But me accusing Anthony in this case confirmed him as the virgin.
Well, the thing,
because then you died.
Then I died, so we knew he was the townsfolk.
We had somebody who was helping us. It got her killed, but we had somebody trying to help new people along with the rules. So, like first round, I came out as the virgin because it was it's easy to. That's really what you should do early on. So she was telling everybody, somebody nominate her to die who's a townsfolk. That way we could confirm, and then that's what you did.
Yep.
You died, so it was like, okay, boom, we know you're good. So at that point, everybody knew they could talk to me. And kind of, because I was going to be kind of the mouthpiece for everything that's going on. And from there, it was actually, you guys are lucky because it was one of those games that did last for a long while, almost too long actually, but it gave you kind of all these different aspects. Because
2.5 hours?
Because
I couldn't believe how long it ended up. Because time flew. Like,
it did.
It was like 2.5 hours, and we were done, and I was like, it's 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
And you got a little lucky too because I ferreted you out because to be fair, is mechanically you goofed up, and I pegged you as evil.
Oh yeah, because you played the game a couple times. You caught my.
I caught your deception. I caught your lie
because I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah.
So that was kind of how
and
you
I caught you, and then we killed you, but you got lucky because you were the demon. That would have been the end of the game. But what happens is one of the minions was a minion who, if the demon's killed, becomes the demon. Yeah. So it's like you had a backup because if you didn't have the backup, that would have been a really quick game.
Yeah, but I knew I had a backup. I knew somebody was there, and
Well,
I knew who it wasn't.
Well, did they tell you? Did he tell you it was the Scarlet Lady or no?
Well, I didn't talk to him, but
Okay.
I knew the other one was a poisoner, and
Well, they
and
don't-
I knew what Joey and
They don't become the demons though. Like if
no,
we,
I know I did,
Yeah.
but I knew there was one.
I knew there was somebody who would become a backup demon.
Yeah.
So you-
Because well, a person
What
who
did it say?
played this many times before told me that there was a Scarlet Lady.
Oh, okay. So you knew there was a
So I
backup.
knew there was a
demon.
backup, and then
Okay.
she even suggested that I kill myself. And once I got suspicion on me,
I
but
thought
you
didn't ta- I thought
did
didn't-
that
I
job
thought-
for
I
me.
did- I didn't thought you didn't talk to them because I killed you.
No,
early
I didn't
on.
talk to the. I didn't talk to the. I talked
Scarlet
to.
Lady?
I talked to the poisoner,
Oh, okay,
who knew
okay.
everything about the
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
And then she said,
Yeah.
"You might want to kill yourself
Yeah.
if you." And then, well, when I was thinking about killing myself, and that was kind of a plan because
Yeah.
we knew I was already under
I'll have
suspicion.
the poisoner-
You guys just killed
See, the only
me.
time the poison know there was a Scarlet Lady in the game though, because they wouldn't know. Like the spy would know, unless maybe Joey told her. It was Joey. My
Joey
son,
was the
by the
spy.
way, my son was unfortunately good at lying in this game. Normally he's
Normally he's
never
not.
good at. Normally he's not. No.
Which was hilarious
No.
because there were so many debates and Virgin here was going, okay, I know Joey isn't evil
Yeah.
because he can't lie, and I'm sitting
Yeah.
there the whole time going,
Yeah, you gave him away. You gave him away at the end. You gave him away.
Oh, yeah, because
at that
He
point it
gave
was
himself
too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
a
At
little
At the
bit.
very end, he gave himself away.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, at the very end, but yeah,
because he misspoke. And it's
Yeah.
one of those things that, unfortunately, if you're a new player and don't know all the details about stuff, because he just totally misspoke like I did.
Yeah.
And it was all a rules
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
misspeak. I had
Oh, yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, it definitely gets even more interesting for people that are more experienced because you know the rules, so you're kind of watching that aspect, but you're also trying to play everybody else, as you go along. And trust me, if you guys haven't played Blood in the Clock Tower, you go to any of these gaming cons and somebody's running it, do yourself a favor and get in on it. And in fact, any social deduction game. There was others I wanted to play there. They had 2 rooms and a boom, which is a cool game. I won't go into it, but is another cool social deduction game. All those kind of things you can only do at conventions. So, I mean, realistically speaking, unless you have a
giant party.
Unless you have a giant party, I mean, then of course, and then somebody has to have a copy of the game. Although I think Blood in the Clock Tower is a print and play. But in either case, do yourself a favor, get in with a bunch of strangers because that's where the real fun comes in. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know people.
You don't know their tells. You don't know how they act. So it's when you have a bunch of people, it could be kind of you get kind of easy. Do yourself a favor and go to those games. And if you go to those cons, plan around going to one of those games, and you'll have a real good time, without a doubt. If you haven't played it, especially if you haven't played one of those, your mind will be blown.
Yeah, I had played a lot of Werewolf, and this
Yeah, I know.
it really screws with your mind.
Yeah, it really messes.
Especially
with
the whole aspect of maybe the information I have isn't right. Maybe I'm drunk.
you.
Yeah,
because that's the
because there's even like you don't even know all the roles that are in
Right.
it depending on
Yeah.
what game you're playing.
yeah.
So it's like there's literally one character that wasn't in our group, but you could be a drunk, and everything you're told is wrong.
Yeah.
And you'd
Yeah.
just be wandering around as a loose cannon,
Well, that's what,
telling
anytime-
wrong things to everybody.
Anytime somebody gave information away that says, I know this unless I'm drunk, poisoned, or lying.
Yeah.
It's like
But I was glad you guys got in on the game. Though I was so happy that
Oh, me
it
too.
worked
Yeah,
out.
definitely.
That was literally my best night of playing. After so many nights of like being exhausted and going back to the room, or everybody else kind of doing nothing, like that was like I managed to play a couple games with my wife Amanda, and then right after that was that. It was like literally the best night of gaming. So we definitely have to. Next time we go back, we're gonna plan around Blood in the Clock Tower, maybe even 2 Rooms in a Boom or some of these other social games. If we'll all do that together.
Well, I wouldn't mind playing Clock Tower knowing what I'm kind of doing.
Yeah,
Knowing what I know now.
No. We
Yes.
definitely 100%. Every time I go, we'll play Clock Tower. And
Like if you go to play Clock Tower, maybe read something beforehand.
it
and
won't.
kinda learn the
It still
different
won't prepare you really.
Yeah, but
even
at
if
least it tells you how
I mean, a
some of this
little bit,
stuff
but it still won't prepare
works.
you. But anyway, thanks to everybody who was there. Everybody was super cool. We did a lot of interviews.
Oh, yeah,
I can't even
over
name
30.
all the people. I mean, the people at Grey Fox Games. Jared at Grey Fox Games is awesome. My friend Luke at Ultra Pro, very very good guy. Go and check
Everybody
out.
at Portal was
Everybody,
awesome.
I can't even talk enough good about Portal. Ignacy is very warm
Pegasus
and welcoming.
Spiel.
David, shout out to David, by the way. This is my first con with you. I know he just took the reins or
New
whatever
Luke.
from Luke. New Luke. You've seen the New Luke video. You made everything super welcoming. Made me feel like it was like a big family there. I had a great time. Next time I'll go to the Indian restaurant with you guys and eat some of that food with you. But I mean,
that will kill you.
That'll
son.
kill you.
maybe
yes.
it might kill me, but maybe not everything.
It says
You
Vindaloo,
think
don't eat
black pepper's spicy, child?
it. You can't even handle their white people spicy.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Chevy was great. He's an old time in the industry as well. Just everybody there was super cool.
Oh, and even especially DeVere hooking us
You're
up.
Vladimir
with
DeVere.
the only copy in existence of Red Cathedral Contractors for us to do a unboxing of.
That was super cool.
Oh my goodness, super cool.
Yeah, I was super fortunate. That was our first day there. We had a dinner. They had a big shindig dinner, and I got to sit with Vladimir. I didn't even know who he was, and he was just super cool. It came in as, I'm going to sit with you guys, and then we started talking. I found out, oh yeah, he's kind of a big deal in DeVere and everything, and we just had conversations with him the whole time. He was a really, really super guy. Vlad was definitely want to play a game with that guy. He was super cool. He was just a really, really super nice guy. Who else was there? Geez, I can't even name everybody of all the people. Vassal, of course, was great. We had a
he gave us
with
a
him.
good little bit of his time.
He gave us some of his time, and I can't even name all his.
Even the guys at Cool Stuff were awesome.
Yeah.
Even
So
though we had to pay for everything, but
no, they were super cool. I had them watching a copy of some expansion for a game. I ended up getting sold out, but I was like watching it every day, and I ended up passing on it. But it was just everybody's just. It's one of those cons that you have to go to experience. You really won't get it. Like if you go to Comic Cons and everything, it's a different vibe entirely. So
Yeah, Gen Con definitely is a different vibe too. This is nice and small.
here, Gen Con's a spectacle.
Gen Con
it's
is
a spectacle. Yeah.
Gen Con is like Blood on the Clock Tower compared to
Werewolf.
Yeah. It's like it's
And we'll be there in 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3
weeks.
We still got to book the flight today.
Oh my goodness. So our minds are
And
gonna
PAX
be
U after that.
Yeah,
That's a way- that's a ways
to
away.
compare this
December
to PAX
2nd.
U, which was the only game convention, like board game convention I've been to. You know, I've been to PAX East, but that was part of it. But compared this to PAX U, it was much smaller, much more game centric. Even though they did have games you could do.
I will say
it was much more about playing the game.
Yeah.
Because the vendor hall is small and intimate,
Yeah.
and you definitely meet a lot of great people and get to learn about a lot of great games. But at PAX U, it was about the vendor hall first to see, what's the coolest stuff. But then there was a great amount of people playing games.
And that's what I was saying to Vassal. Even though it wasn't a retreat, it felt more like a retreat. PAX U was all about like, it was really just about the vendors. It was a good sale. It was a good sale con. But it was like you're just walking around going, "Oh, this is cool." Like remember the stupid. And we won't talk too much about PAX U because we'll have a video for that this year. But remember that stupid booth that the Gloomhaven guys had? It was just like ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was
just,
like
check this out.
Yeah, it was like tables and lights and these giant scenery tables. It was crazy.
PAX goes all out. Like the arcade guys,
But this was definitely a place to play games.
Yeah.
And then learn about games.
Yeah.
Where PAX U was come learn about these games and then by the way we have this tournament or you can play games over here or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was inviting, but it wasn't based on playing games. Like Vassal puts playing games first.
Oh yeah.
It's been several years since I've been to Gen Con, but I think Gen Con is more like this than PAX. Just like this, but times 10.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
Oh, yeah, it's gigantic, yeah.
But they've got D&D too, and they've got all these other things. So
They have the open
this
gaming.
was all board game.
Open gaming running 24/7.
Yeah.
But it's basically more along the lines of Dice Tower than it is PAX.
Yeah.
So you guys will enjoy that. I unfortunately can't go this year.
Oh, it's okay.
Work.
Yeah, work sucks. So thanks, guys. I guess we'll wrap it up here. I think that's pretty good. You guys have anything else you want to throw in before we put our closing here? Anything? You guys kind of covered everything. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed our post-Dice Tower East thoughts. We'll be doing these after conventions or whatever, just to kind of get to know, how we look at things and our personalities and all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, we'll be talking again, I'm sure, real soon. But if you get a chance, go to this Dice Tower East or any of these game conventions. It's an entirely different world if you're used to going to conventions. It's and gamers, like I said, gaming is all about people coming together and
that's what happened here.
And that's what happened here. Yeah, basically. Except for Blood in the Clock Tower. Screw you guys. I'm going to murder all of you.
Evil wins.
So thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm Misfit Anthony. This is Misfit Tom. Misfit Other Tom. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you like this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed our thoughts. And don't forget, guys, game on.